Hi, this is Ashio, and today we're going to talk about Chainsaw Man. I had a couple of requests because I asked basically, I'm starting this channel, what should I talk about? And a bunch of people just went Chainsaw Man straight in. I'm like, okay, I've never actually done a video that focuses on one single series, so this will be interesting. Normally I kind of breeze over and I kind of give like a general impression of what a show is like or a series is like. But yeah, we're going to talk about Chainsaw Man. It's going to be maybe a little bit more in depth. I'm going to see how long I can talk about Chainsaw Man before I start repeating myself and get a little bit bored. So Chainsaw Man is currently running in Shonen Jump ongoing series, and it's a little bit different from the kind of series you normally see in Shonen Jump. Shonen Jump's normally, yeah, you got your Naruto, One Piece. It's kind of like a family friendly sort of action series. Chainsaw Man, it's not so much family friendly affair. It is fun and it is good and it is worth reading. So basically the story is about a guy called Denji, and he's a bit of a down and out. He's not had much luck. He's an orphan, he's got no job, he's starving, and he's just on his own, and he's on the bad side of some gangsters. And these gangsters got to kill him unless he pays his dead father's debts. Like, his father killed himself, his mother's passed away. He's completely on his own. And he comes across this devil, because this is a world that is populated by devils and demons and bad things that kill people. And basically it's a little dog, kind of looks like a bean, and he's got a chainsaw sticking out of his face like a nose. And it's wounded, and he helps this thing. And they make a deal, so they kind of end up working together, and they become devil hunters. So this dog thing is pretty cute. So we're about 60 odd chapters in now, and you barely see that dog, so don't get too attached. He kind of merges, and he's just inside. And that is Denji's kind of heart and soul. So that's the basic premise. He's kind of like, sort of like Devilman, but Shonen Jump a little bit. And yeah, he gets involved with the devil hunters who are going to destroy the devils for destroying normal people. So he's just got to do what they want. And the more he goes into it, the more you learn what he's like. He's not the smartest of dudes. And he's never been to school, he doesn't know how to read. And he doesn't really care. He's not really affected by it. His biggest concerns is basically, can I eat food? And once that is sorted out, he can have his food. Then he wants to step up. Oh, he wants to meet a girl. Okay, so that is his next step. After he wants to meet a girl, can he touch his boobs? And now we're starting to get into the kind of humour that this kind of series deals with. And also, we haven't really spoken about Denji's power. Denji can turn into a guy. He has a chainsaw. It sprouts out of his head and through his hands. And his legs as well, it turns out later on. And chainsaws are messy when you're fighting devils that are made out of like meat and flesh. Blood, spatty, everywhere. And that is kind of what sets Chainsaw Man out from a lot of the regular Shonen Jump. It's very messy. It's very gory. Occasional eviscerations, this kind of deal. But at the same time, the humour, the more violent it is, the more stupid the humour's gonna be, just to even things out. So Denji's concerned about touching boobs for like chapters and chapters on end, and there'll be some quite serious and dark storylines going on one side, but he's like, yeah, but what about the boobs though, you know? And that's the kind of thing that grounds it into like Shonen Jump territory, because it's so stupid with its characterization, and they're easily distracted by really, really silly things that don't matter. It kind of means that a lot of the stuff that otherwise you wouldn't be able to get away with, it's the context outweighs actually what's on the page, because the pages are gross. I wish I could show you some examples, but I don't really know what the rules are in terms of what I can and can't show on YouTube. There are reports of if you show a bit too much, you get in trouble with Shueisha Shonen Jump. So I don't want to do that. You have to take my word for it. Maybe put me on as a background noise. Don't look at this if you don't want to. And yeah, it's very cool. So outside of the extreme violence and the extreme lowbrow humour as well, there's also the artwork, which might also be a turn off for a lot of people, because I like to use the term, it's very kinetic, and some people might just say it's messy. But if you've got a chainsaw buzzing around like this, it's not going to look neat. And if you're carving through like a demon or something with that kind of action, that's not going to look neat either. So it is very rough at times, and that it kind of leads to almost like a punk aesthetic. And I think that is very much something that serves its attitude in general. So not just the action, also the characters that don't care. Like, they'll have a long-term character, and I'm not going to mention any names, but you have a long-term character suddenly get killed off out of nowhere, and the characters will be like, oh, okay, What's for dinner? Yeah, this will be their response to it. It doesn't dwell on the more negative sides of it. The focus is on what's going on now, what's the action, where's the party at? You know, this is the kind of series it is. So personally, I would recommend reading it. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's quite out there. Obviously, if you don't like the more extreme violence, then you're not going to be into it. Not every manga is for every reader, but I think it's very much worthwhile. It's a little bit different to what else is going on in Shonen Jump. This is like the biggest, most mainstream magazine that goes on with manga. And the fact that they've put this really crazy chainsaw dude, literally that's the name, Chainsaw Man, that's all you need to know. And if that catches your attention, you're going to enjoy it, you're going to have a great time. And the characters are just a lot of fun to read. It's not available physically yet. You're going to have to wait till, I think it's October, it comes out. So I read it on my phone and tablet, this kind of thing. I can, you know, read it on the bus or whatever. But chapter 59, you're going to have to get to like a PC or a browser or something like that. Pretend it's 2009, something like this. Because for some reason, the stronger content isn't published on the mobile media. So they got other series like Golden Kamuy and Platinum End. You can only access those if you're doing it on a browser. You can't access it any other way. I think it's a bit odd because in a world where Netflix exists, to put stronger material away from the phones, it's a bit odd to me, but that is what it is. So you're going to have to, for that one chapter at least, you're going to have to be brave, get to your computer. But otherwise, I'd recommend it digitally. It's like $2, you can read all of it. And I think it's a lot of fun. As I say, I've never done a review like this before. I don't really know what is a good way to do one of these kinds of reviews. I haven't really got into the characters. You've got like Power. She's like similar to Denji. She's also like half monster kind of thing. And she's worse than Denji. And then there's Aki, who's gradually selling his soul bit by bit to different devils so he can use their powers. And he's gradually just descending. And then there's Makima. And she's kind of like the boss, and she's got all her own secrets, and no one knows what she's about. We're starting to get clues to where we are, like much, much later on. But early on, she kind of plays to Denji's weaknesses, and yeah, she's a mystery. It's going to be interesting to find out what goes on. And that is Chainsaw Man. If the premise kind of takes your interest, I think it's totally worth reading. It is funny. It is ridiculous all the time. If there's going to be a zombie outbreak, there's going to be a zombie outbreak. If it's going to be just some mad shark man just shows up, there's going to be a shark man, and you're going to ride him like a horse through town while chopping people up. It is a crazy, crazy manga in a good way. It's a lot of fun. Don't sweat the details. Just get in there. And this is, yeah, that is it really. This is kind of the first time I've done this kind of video, so hopefully I can improve with this kind of stuff over time. But for now, that's Chainsaw Man, and this is Usho signing off, and hopefully I will see you next time.